Welcome to the Range Podcast. I'm Ricky Bruley, and with me is Jake Hollywood Iverson. Join us at the Archery Range, where we'll tell stories from the hunt, discuss technical bow shooting tactics and gear, and pick the brains of some of the most successful people to ever shoot a bow. Whether you're about to shoot that X for the win or send an arrow at a trophy buck, this podcast is for you. The Range Podcast is brought to you by Vapor Trail Archery, makers of the best bowstrings money can buy, originators of limb-driven arrow rest technology, and innovators of Stokerized stabilizer systems. Welcome to The Range, everybody. I'm your host, Ricky Bruley. We are recording here today in the pro shop. You can see all the cool bows we got here behind us, and just want to apologize if you're hearing any tinks or bings or bongs or any noises, because might have some people out here shooting on the range, and we've got Daryl, he's fletching up some arrows, and if we have some customers come through the door, so apologize for any of that, but we just thought this would be a great place to do it. And thank you all for joining us. Really appreciate all of your support. Today I'm sitting here with one of Minnesota's finest. His name is Brian Krebs. He is also a podcaster and a social media content creator. We did an episode with you last fall. And just for anybody who's new, let's just get a quick intro, talk a little bit about what got you into hunting, and then eventually shooting a bow.
Yeah. So, well, thanks for having me on. I was super happy to see, you texted me, hey, we moved. And I'm like, oh, all right. Well, the last place seemed pretty cool. I don't know why they moved. And then walked in, I was like, oh, now I see it. This place is awesome. So, yeah, super cool. Super cool energy to be, live in the shop while stuff's going on. People are fletching arrows, it's life. Yeah. So, yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. But, I just got into hunting the old-fashioned way. My dad and my brother were huge pheasant hunters and deer hunters growing up. So I was always tagging along, begging to shoot. Can I shoot the squirrel? Can I shoot a pheasant? And I was 5. Well, no. You can bring a BB gun and see what happens. But, yeah. And so eventually got old enough to shoot a deer and just got ate up with it. And, 12 years old, I don't know what caused me to think bow hunting was cooler, because it's social media wasn't big then, and I just was I don't know, seems like it'd be cooler to bow hunt. And so I begged my dad to buy me a bow for the longest time, and he just wouldn't do it. He's like, dude, you're growing 3 inches a year. I'm not wasting money on a bow that you can shoot for 6 months. He didn't know you could get super adjustables, and so I was like, all right, fine. He's like, if you can pull my old bow back, I'll buy you a new one. When you get, he's didn't turn it down or anything. So I had to wait till I could pull a 60-pound bow. Mm-hmm. And then he allowed me to spend my own money on a used PSE. So I was when I was 12, I needed a ride to the archery shop to get around of control over what I could buy. And so bought an old PSE Baby G-Force.
There you go.
It was wicked. It was so hard to shoot. It's 5-inch brace height. I bet if you went to shoot that bow versus the bows of today, the hand shock, you would realize how smooth bows have gotten.
It'd be a world of difference for sure.
Yeah, so I shot that for a long time. Never killed anything with it. I would made every mistake in the book bow hunting. Whitetails would get busted drawing, would try to shoot and they'd duck my arrow. One time we had does coming into a plot, but there was no trees around it, so I just sat in the grass on the edge of the plot. And then there was doe at 15 feet, 20, or not 15 feet, 15 yards, super windy, just so windy. And then I'm like, oh crap, how am I going to do this? I can't, I'm looking through the grass. I can't shoot through the grass. Mm-hmm. So I drew and just stood up and tried to shoot. And I just watched my arrow go, phew, with the wind. It's 40-mile-an-hour gale force wind. And my arrow just curved and went. I'm like, okay, well, and then we just stared at each other and then she ran away. I'm like, well, okay. So eventually I think the only time I shot a deer when I owned that bow is when I was broke and I used my brother's bow instead. Oh. And so,
there's still a lot of those out there. We get tons of string orders for them. So, and there's probably 30 or 40 different models.
That PSE G-Force,
Maybe that might be exaggerating. There's a lot of different models of it, but we get a lot of orders for them.
I don't know why anyone's shooting that. You should, when someone orders those strings, you should just be like, hey, have you checked out our new stuff?
Right? Yeah. Hey, we got all these new bows.
Comes with the string too.
Yeah.
So then I graduated college, and I'm the big thing I wanted to do is reward myself. I got done early, and I got done debt free. And so I bought myself a bow. About the only white camo Matthews Halon they ever made, I bet. Because looking back, it wasn't the best selection for deer and blending into a woods environment with the elk.
Depends on the time of year, I guess, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're hunting elk in,
Winter.
August, September, maybe not, but
yeah, I was at full draw one time looking at an elk and hoping he wasn't looking at my bow. So, but yeah, then we just actually started working with Matthews formally, which is kind of like every kid's dream come true.
Yeah.
And then, so I've been super happy, and they sent me this bow right here. So
yeah, it's
we brought it. You told me to bring my bow. I wasn't sure what we were going to use it for, but I brought it, and now it's. But yeah, to see in the range, it's super cool. But yeah, this went with a Lift 33, Lift X 33. I went obviously opposite color scheme this time: green instead of blue, black instead of white. And then I just went with all of the Matthews accessories because of obviously like good faith in the partnership. They want to promote their stuff. And
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So I've been loving it. I've been shooting it a couple times. I don't have my sight tape on it, but I have already noticed how much smoother and quieter it is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, because you said you had a Halon before, right? Is that what that was? So similar system.
Yeah.
But the technologies have come a long way, and then the tunability of this Lift X is a lot nicer too.
Yeah.
With that, tuning. I can't remember the technical term for it. What is it?
Yeah, their cam system where you can just like basically do everything without a press.
Yep, the limb shift technology is what they call it. But yeah, I mean, honestly, you had mentioned previous, you were like, it's a Matthews, and I apologize because you don't have those here, but we probably work on, I would say it's probably a 50-50 split. I'd say 50% of the bows that come in here are Matthews, if not more. Daryl could probably attest to that, but we get a lot of them in here. I've worked on.
There's a wall of them.
There's a bunch.
So maybe that's not good if you have that many coming in to get worked on.
Well, I mean, if we could have a dealership, we would, but it doesn't. They've got territories, so unfortunately we can't. But either way, we got some great bow lines, but we won't get into that. And speaking of, so with the bow too, we're gonna try something new on the podcast, something that I've always wanted to try to do for a long time. But we're actually going to try to take a segment of this episode and we're going to record as we shoot.
Yeah.
It's probably not anything new. I'm sure it's kind of been done before, but this is the range after all.
Yeah.
And so we should probably add that element into some of our episodes. So
I'm excited for that part.
Yeah. So you're kind of the guinea pig on this.
I'm the guinea pig.
Yeah.
Got to make sure I don't miss.
Yeah. So I know the audio and all the technology is going to work all right, but we'll just see how it goes because I have a vision in my head of how I want to edit it and cut it. But you never know how that's going to work out until you do it. And then I don't know. So maybe if it doesn't work out, then you won't even know about it.
People will just assume that I was such a bad shot. I shot the camera or something.
Yeah. So hopefully we get some really cool shots, but I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a cool concept. I mean, one of the things we're doing with this partnership is going like start to finish on a full process of like, getting your bow, how to pick your sights, your stabilizers, like how to think through some of that stuff, how to set it up, and then walk through like all of the things to tune. Start with your paper tune, do like a French tune to make sure your rest is aligned with your string, walk back tuning, doing your 2060 for your tapes, just all of it. And part of it's like I wanted to have like a good reason to learn those and freshen up on those again because I have not tuned my Halon in the 10 years I've owned it. I just like as long as I can kill it elk, right? I'm good. And
you pull it out of the case. Its point of impact hasn't changed.
Right.
Keep it going.
So I wanted to learn some of that myself, but then just walk other people through like, hey, if you're seeing this could be why, and just like broadhead tune, all of this stuff. And so it's been a cool project. And one of the things I've wanted to do is like, how would I like shoot in my backyard while I'm recording a podcast, while I'm kind of like taking video for YouTube. And I think what you guys have got set up here is going to be sweet for that.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be fun. I'm excited to try it. And then, hopefully we'll be able to take it outside too and start doing some stuff, on some local outdoor ranges. And kind of see how that goes.
Kind of like Attack.
Yeah.
Like Attack Builder.
Yeah. It would be sweet to do one at Attack. In fact, that'll be, I'm not going to make it to one this year, but I think we're going to actually probably attend as a company a few next year.
Yeah.
And so then we'll probably be able to get some of that going next year. But
have you ever been to the one up in Wisconsin, Bowfest, or what is it?
Yeah. I've been there twice. I haven't been there in the last like I think 3 years though now. But they used to have the OPA, and so it just added that extra element of competitiveness. Plus, it brought in a lot of professional shooters from around the country. So you kind of bump into some pros and it was really fun to kind of watch the competition and the shoot off at the end.
Yeah. And
then OPA left Bowfest, and so they haven't been there. And so we haven't gone there as a company, Vapor Trail anyways, for the last few years. But I may try to get up there this year just for a day. I thought I'd just bring my daughter up there and we'd just go poke around a little bit. But
yeah.
Are you going to that this year?
No, we have a family vacation weekend that weekend, but it's like been one of those things that I've wanted to like, that's the thing with all these things. There's so many cool things to do, and it's hard to like, it's like, oh, well, we're, family vacation's priority.
Yep.
So, no, but I have thought about like going as the podcast, like the full podcast presence, and, doing the full gig. That'd be sweet. But just mic'd up on attack or like any type of 3D shoot would be.
Yeah.
The camaraderie and stories, like especially people forget they have a mic on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. I love the competitiveness of it. I shot 3D League last year, and I was on pace to hit the top 10, 10th place.
Nice.
Until I skipped a week.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I was traveling with work, and I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to get my score in, so I dropped down to like 17th.
Oh shoot. Where did you shoot at?
That one up in Stacy.
Full draw?
Yeah.
That's cool. I've shot a league there once too.
Yeah.
And I was
spot. The top 3 guys were averaging like 350 a night on I think it was 32 arrow, 10-12 ring. So like they're really good. They have like 4X sights and magnified peeps and 30-inch bars on their bows.
Yep.
It's like, well, first, second, and third place aren't realistic. So I was like, I can't believe how good I'm doing, and I was like hardly trying.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
So
it's a good spot up there, Willie, and I think Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas
still there.
Yep.
But yeah, I would love to get out and shoot that league again too. But I think if I shoot a league, it'd probably be one here.
Oh, for sure. No kidding. Why leave?
Yeah. But yeah, so we're kind of hopefully gonna get rocking on that too. But you should definitely try out Bowfest sometime. I had some major FOMO when Dan and Sam were up there with the Nomadic Outdoorsman podcast. I kept seeing everything they were doing. I was like, man, that's my backyard. I need to be there. You know what I mean?
I felt the same way. He was like, dude, I can get you a room. And I'm like, we have family vacation.
It's just, and that's how it's been for me too with TAC. Like my wife's an artist, and so she does art shows through the summer, and every single Michigan, South Dakota,
all the
Red
ones.
Lodge, every single one of them, she had an art show that weekend. And in the past, I've gone to the South Dakota one, Terry Peak.
Yeah.
And then we've just found somebody to watch my daughter, but I don't know, it still puts a little bit of strain on my wife, because if she needs help with something, I'm not here to help her.
Yeah.
And so she kind of has to figure it out on her own, which she's very crafty. But at the same time, again, she needs to focus on selling and doing all that. And so I like to be here to support her for
anything.
that, so.
It takes a lot of work to do anything, really. I mean, especially on your own. Like when you're doing things on your own, it takes a ton of work. But I'd love to get to like the Big Sky TAC or the Park City TAC, like especially when they align with BHA Rendezvous. That'd be sweet, because they're so like, that's when I get major FOMO.
Yeah, they're a ton of fun. So have you never been to a TAC?
No.
Yet? Oh, dude, gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta figure one out one of these times. But yeah, we should talk about that too, because like I said, I'm sure we'll be going to some. And usually what we try to do is try to just get a cabin where we can have like 10, 12 people stay there.
Oh, perfect.
You know what I mean?
So cool.
So then you get a group of people and you get a nice space, you get a kitchen, you got everything, you can cook meals and do all that. But they're a blast. It's like a family environment. I know so many people that travel around and that shoot, and so every time you see them, it's like a family reunion almost. But yeah, so okay, got the new bow. You got the new property now. The social media stuff you got going on has been pretty cool to watch. Like I've seen a couple of the videos really take off, and I'm like, holy buckets! I'm like, that's freaking cool. So that's been a lot of fun to watch. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we I've been kind of like this, I don't know what it is. Like I don't view myself as a creator, because it started as like posting. I was shed hunting, and I was gonna make fun of like make a jab at like people that find a ton of sheds. And so I was like, oh, it'd be funny if I like pretended I couldn't find any. And so I like put a hammer. I just found an absolute hammer 4-point. I just threw it on like the edge of a field, like very visible. And then I took my phone out and just on a whim was like, man, I don't know how you guys all do it in Iowa. Like, you just find 20 antlers today, probably find 30 tomorrow. I can't even find 2 pieces of deer shit to rub together. And I walked right by this hammer shed. And so it blew up. And I had no followers. I had like 5 followers at the time. And it blew up. And I blew up to like 5,000 overnight. And people like, a third of the people thought it was hilarious. A third of the people were like telling me what I was doing wrong. And then a third of the people were like, you walked right by one. And so I went with that trend for a while and built up to like 15,000 followers. And then I kind of got like distracted in life and just quit posting.
Yeah.
And then recently we were ice fishing and I decided I wanted to make like a minnow live well in my basement that had like a biofilter because I was sick of throwing minnows away every time I'd go ice fishing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like expensive. And so I bought all the stuff one day on like a Sunday. It was Martin Luther King Day or maybe, I don't know. And so I come home and I got this like big blue tote and some rocks from the pet store and some like, fish tank, like fake weeds and the pump from Ace Hardware. And my wife was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I have to film this for you. And so she films it. I throw it up on TikTok. It goes pretty good. And all of a sudden I get like a ding that I got like money in my creator fund. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm in the creator fund. And so then we just did it a couple more times and it just it went like crazy. Like I'm used to like a couple hundred views on a random video and I'm getting hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh, what'd be really cool is my fish house. The thing I like used to load my fish house. My brother-in-law's been telling me for like years. He's like, that is the coolest, like craziest, typical engineer mind thing. Because I have a huge portable fish house and my truck's jacked up. So to lift it up into there, it's like 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And so I built this thing, posted it. It got like 2 million views on Instagram and like 1.5 million on TikTok. I got a big check from the creator fund. And it kind of like sparked that like drive again. Like, oh yeah, this is a thing.
Yeah.
So I started posting random stuff, trying to kind of find my spot with the content because like I don't view myself as a creator in that way. Like other people we know, like Dan and Sam, like they just like what they do is phenomenal.
Got their niche,
yeah. And so been playing with that, but it's been fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to watch all that kind of stuff and like the deer feeder that you did.
Yeah,
I was like,
another one.
Dude, I'm like, that's brilliant. And then of course I liked it and watched it all the way through, right? And then I think I went back and then watched it again. And then all of a sudden now I saw a few more videos of other people doing
Nothing
it
but deer feeder.
in the feed, and I was like, okay, so this is a thing, like people are doing this. But I was like, it's brilliant, it makes sense. And I won't spoil it, we'll talk about how people can find you on social media, but head over and check out his page so you can see some of that stuff. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
But is it still, are you still using the $2 handle or is it a different account?
No, the handle has changed. We've updated that because we wanted to kind of transform into more of like lifestyle social content, like a little bit of a glimpse behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And so we just updated it to like back 40 Brian. So like
me and my wife's, right. I did see that.
Me and my wife's initials are BAK, and then we bought a 40, and it's like homestead and
like
redneck engineering hacks and different like that feeder video. It's like I think I can do this for like cheap or free type stuff. And build stuff of my own. So we did update it for a little bit, but we do have the $2 podcast still. We're still talking some entrepreneurship, and then we're getting more and more into like habitat and deer.
Yeah.
And so like some of those things, I just built a cultipacker. We'll take some content with that. Because I didn't have $6,000 to spend on a crimper cultipacker, so I built my own. Stuff like that. Like that's kind of just, I feel like that's going to be my niche, is like ways to do things without spending tons of money. Yeah, it's smart. And just like you were saying, okay, so you get your own property and all of a sudden you're like, holy cow. And like I've acquired all these tools. Suddenly I'm a woodworker now because I'm like, well, I don't want to pay. I could pay a guy $1,000 to do that, or I could buy all the tools and I could do it myself. And now I have all these tools to do other projects.
And so I think it's just kind of inherent for a do-it-yourself kind of person. You just start accruing all these things, and like it cracked me up when you were like, "Yeah, I'm not a welder, but let's try this. Let's see what happens. Let's go for it."
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
Turns out it's not super easy to weld galvanized steel.
It's not.
You get some weird fumes too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, I'm the same way. A DIY guy. We got some wood projects coming up. We got we're like 90% signed on a partner for some wood stuff. I can tell you about later.
Cool.
Since it's not done, I don't want the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
Before we find out it's a cat or a dog. But
right.
Yeah. So
That's
no,
cool.
It's been fun. It's been crazy. Definitely something I like to grow, like feed that one and fertilize that idea. And it's just fun, like making people laugh and sharing ideas and helping people any way I can.
Yeah, I love it. That's awesome. Good for you guys. Yeah. Way to get at it, because it's a lot of work. Like those videos, it's crazy how much work it is, and then it's hard to oftentimes justify it until you get that big one, right? Or even if, I've spent 4 hours on reels before, and then you're like, and it gets marginal results, right? And I don't have this expectation that everything I create is going to go viral. I don't even care really all that much, but at the same time, it makes it difficult to like put in the time when you're like, well, I mean, it did okay, but that was a lot of time I put into that, and so there's a learning aspect too, and you're kind of teaching skills and all that, but in any case, so just want to backpedal a little bit. We can dive into kind of what your new adventure is here. So previously, when we did the episode with you before, you were with the Western Rookie podcast.
Yeah, that
was a podcast that you had actually picked up from Dan Matthews, and then there was somebody else that had it before him, right?
Yeah, I don't know before Dan Matthews, but yeah, so the feed itself was like a Western hunting, helping people figure out Western hunting, and that person decided to move on.
Yeah.
And so this was a Sportsman's Empire podcast, like The Range. And so Dan Johnson, Nine Finger Chronicles, Dan had Dan Matthews from Nomadic Outdoorsman take over for about a year and a half.
Yep.
And through that, I think Dan, as we all know, Dan Matthews is an incredibly busy person, and he's just like, hey,
no.
Yeah, right, no. Yeah, I texted him today, and it's like, hey, you want to do a podcast? He's like, I'm going to Georgia this afternoon. And I'm like, all right, next week. So he's like, hey, I don't have time. I don't have bandwidth for the Western Rookie anymore, but my buddy Brian he's like super good with numbers and has spreadsheets tracking all. Like, he's the guy you want for this. And so, yeah, Dan Johnson brought me on. We did about 125, 150 episodes of 125 episodes of Western Rookie over 2 years, and then probably another 40 bonus episodes. I mean, it was a lot of content. And so yeah, it was a great time. I wanted to try a new thing, a new adventure, and start to build something. And so I told Mr. Johnson and like, hey, this is kind of what I want to do. And we talked about it. And I mean, this is long, like 6 months. We've been talking and planning this transition. And so we decided the best fit for everyone was that we're going to keep the Western Rookie rolling with Dan Johnson hosting it now and taking his spin. So it's kind of like this evolution. You get multiple people's perspective, me, Matthews, the guy before that, Johnson, on what it's like to get into Western hunting and everyone's different style. And then I'm going to be starting a brand new channel, brand new feed with a little bit different approach and vision for like who we want to serve. So not that it like anything was wrong with Western Rookie, just I wanted to take on a new challenge and try a little bit different theme. And we thought there was a fit for both.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. We look forward to seeing that. Keep me posted on how that all kind of pans out. And
it's kind of weird because I've already recorded my last Western Rookie episode, which is crazy because it's been 2 years and it's been my like main podcast for 2 years.
Yeah.
And the new one, we're just like in a couple weeks it'll be live. So, but yeah, we've got all the artwork done. We've got all this. So I'm kind of in this like unemployed phase.
Yeah. Right on.
If you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the new show's cool. It's called Drawn West.
Okay.
So we're going to be like, for those that are like drawn to the West, love the Western hunting. But it's going to be really focused on those of us like yourself that travel to do some of these bigger hunts. And like, you got to find your spot. You got to get a tag. You got to figure out where to camp. You got to get out there. You got to set up. You got to find animals. You got to get on them, hopefully get one, and then be back to work on Monday.
Yeah.
And we talked to so many people on Western Rookie, and we'll have a wall just like this, like a wall full of great bucks. And it'll be like, man, you like obviously you've got something figured out. Like, how do you, like, what's your secret, or like how you like share something, and they'll be like, well, this one here, we we watched that buck for like 4 years, and my son, he works for the rancher, so he got his permission on that private, and we glassed for like 16 weeks until he came down, from the alpine, and he was killable, and then we went in and shot him, and I'm like, super cool for you, great story, can't use any of that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have 4 years. I don't have private land. I can't spend 16 weeks. I can't, I don't have any of these things. That doesn't help me as a guy that's got 9 days to get this done. And so I want to focus more on that. Like, so much of it's unique. Like, what do you bring? Like, once you leave town, unless it's like, snacks at Walmart, like, there's not much you're going to be able to overcome if you forgot it. And if you don't pick the right spot, like, there's not a lot of time to go across the other state of Montana and find a new spot when you have 7 days. Like, you got to it's so different. And that's what we're going to focus on with Drawn West. And then obviously we're still going to do draw odds with the Drawn West, and still archery, obviously, Drawn West. And so,
that's awesome, man. I like it. That's a good title. And I mean, I being from Minnesota, I think anytime you get just even a taste of the mountains, and especially if you're a hunter, like, you're just like, I got to start coming out here. Like, this is something I got to do, and I don't know, it's funny growing up, you're just like, don't even think about that there's other opportunities outside of where you're at. You're just like, oh, I'm just going to be a whitetail hunter in a tree stand all my life. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute. That seems way cooler to me.
My dad is like that. So he's like, why do you go to other states to hunt deer? Like, we have like 600 acres of deer hunting here. And it's just like, it's different, Dad. Like, it's more. Like, I get to do it more. I get to do it again. And but yeah, he gets it now because he's been out west a few times with us. But yeah, there's something to, it's just different.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Jeremy from Antler Up last week about it too, and it's like going for a hike with your bow,
Yeah.
And then there's the icing on the cake of actually having a tag in your pocket, so that gives you like this added amount of like excitement, and then there's the possibility, and then when you do see deer, it's not like you're just like, oh, those are cool deer over there, and then you just watch them, where you're like, okay, those are cool deer over there, I'm gonna go kill that thing, let's go. And you grab your bow and you go. I mean, there's just something about that I can't even explain. And even if there isn't success, it's still just a blast. And so, yeah, man, that's a really cool concept. I love that. And, if you're ever looking for a guest, holler at me.
Oh, yeah. We'll certainly be looking for guests.
Happy to talk about whatever.
Because now I got to be a little bit more careful. Like, we don't just get the guy that's got the private ranch in Colorado, because it's like, okay. I mean, there might be some things to pull, and obviously, like, experiences you can learn from people that, like, live out there and do it. But we want to make sure we're not, like, solely focused on, like, resident mountain hunters, because it's different. Like, they go hunting, they just like put their bow in their truck and go hunting and come home. Like, when we go hunting, it's like, all right, do I need a trailer, do I need a tent, do I need a 4-wheeler, am I bringing food, am I sleeping in the truck, what unit am I going, and it's got to make all these decisions. And like, there's a lot to it, and I love it. I love the plan. Like, when you got a trip coming and you're like thinking through all these things, and you got a group of guys or something, and it's amazing. And I truly believe there's nothing that is like even close to an elk bugling in your face at 40 yards.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, dude.
Big bucks are awesome, and I will always hunt big bucks. But to have bulls bugling in your face, and you're on the ground with them, and you're looking eye level into their eyes, that's another. That's just different. It's like, if you had, like, I don't know, apple juice every day of your life, and someone gives you a glass of orange juice, you're gonna be like, this is awesome.
Yeah, I agreed. You watch it on TV, hear people talk about it, but to be in that position, I mean, it's amazing. It's like a mini earthquake going off in your body.
I've heard,
it literally just like shakes your whole body.
Your chest
when they
vibrates.
bugle.
I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's just something so primal about having a bull elk bugling at you that close, and then having the ability to like draw a bow back, aim it, and get a good shot, and then you know what I mean. Like, so I have not. Yeah, I've been on one elk hunt out in Idaho, and I was not successful. But I would really like to go back out, and the only thing really limiting me from going is just financially, you know. And then when you and I talked, you know, and everything, I mean, it's a simple concept, right? But you just got to break it down. How much is it going to cost you? You know, break it down. How many months is that going to be before I go and start putting that money away? Yeah. And so that's what we've been working on. And then also like just trying to get some partnerships too. And so last year when we did the hunt, that we made the film Form the Storm last year, and we got some sponsorships and stuff, I was like, okay, this is the way to go, because you know, you can get a lot of those expenses covered. Yeah. And then on top of that, you know, it's tough because there is all that extra pressure, right, of having success. Yeah. But then when the film still does good and you didn't have success, it's like, oh, okay, so people still really like this stuff. Okay, let's keep going. So we'll kind of see where things go. But I luckily drew that North Dakota tag again, which was a miracle. Yeah. So here we'll maybe get some redemption this year and try it again. But I think this is the part where we'll go shoot our bows. Yeah. Right. Real quick before we do that, one of the cool things we're doing to launch this new podcast, we're giving one of these away for free to someone. Full package or bare bow? Not the full package this year, maybe next year. Yeah. Let's see what Matthews wants to do. But yeah, we're giving away a Lift X. And one of the cool things about it is, so first of all, completely free. You don't have to buy merch to get entered. It's over at Get Drawn West. People can just go sign up to win. And the winner's going to pick their own. So I don't have the bow yet. You're not going to get a cookie cutter 70-30 black. I mean, you can pick your color, your length, your weight, if you want a 29.5 or a 33. So that's incredible. I wanted to make sure someone wins this, they're like happy that they got what they wanted and not like, oh, cool, but now I'm going to sell this and buy what I want. Yeah. So we're giving one away. That'll be live. We'll get it live by the time this podcast airs. So awesome. A little bit ahead of the podcast, but we want to make sure people don't forget about it. Yeah. I want to give someone a bow. Like, yeah. It's going to be cool. So if you're like me and you've been shooting a 10-year-old bow, it's time for an upgrade, and I'm going to help you out. Yeah, no, that's awesome. So we'll put links to enter in the show notes down below, and then we'll also provide some other information as far as where you'll be able to find the new podcast and all of that. And then just last, so as far as the Western Rookie podcast, so Dan's taken that over. Yep. Okay, and so and then when you said Dan, I thought you were talking about Dan Matthews. So I was like, okay, so he's not doing the Nomadic Outdoorsman. He's going back to the Western Rookie. But no, because he's quitting the Nomadic Outdoorsman, right? Well, I don't know if he's quitting. I've talked to him a little bit about it, but I think at the end of the day, he's just so busy and like they got so much going on that he's just maybe putting it on the shelf for now. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? And just saying like, hey, we're going to focus on these other things. I mean, they've got another baby on the way. Super cool for them. But they just got a lot on his plate. So he's putting that down. Dan Johnson from Nine Finger Chronicles is going to come in and host the Western Rookie and I'll provide a lot of that same style of content of like what's it like to get into Western hunting, how to do it, some of those early phases, and then the new show Drawn West is going to really be focused of like those like me and yourself that like the difference is when you have to travel, when you got to plan out, you got to get drawn early, you can't go to the gas station and get your tag if you're a Montana resident, like those types of things we're going to try to provide. And it gives us a lot of runway to talk about other stuff too. Like there's a lot of similarities if you're doing a Kansas rut hunt or if you're doing a Kentucky velvet hunt or if you're going to go, even if you're like we're going to Devil's Lake fishing walleyes, it's like kind of the same thing. We got to get there, figure out where we're going. Yeah. You know, we're not going to do a ton of that stuff, but we might mix in every now and then because that's like my life. Like that's what I do. Yeah. Yeah. It only makes sense. So Drawn West. Love it. So make sure you check that out. We'll have some links down in the show notes below as well. Yeah. The range artwork was a big inspiration for some of the creative that we've been trying to put into this podcast. Really? Yeah. Awesome. Liking the way you guys do some of the stuff here. So cool. Been stealing some motivation. Yeah, man. Do it. Whatever, man. I'm not a gatekeeper here. You know what I mean? And to me, it's a compliment, really, is the way I see it. So, no, 100%. However I can help in any way. Yeah. But yeah, man, let's shoot some bows, huh? Let's do it. All right, cool. I saw you came in with that Not 1 Acre shirt on. And that's a good topic to discuss. Yeah, we finally we won a battle, which is good. Well, I don't think the war's over, but we won a battle. Right. You're pretty good. A little low. So you got that camera on your target right there. Oh. Well, that helps. I like how it's at an angle too. So you like from here, like Yep.
I kind of know where it is, but I'm straight on, so I
Yeah.
can't see. So I'm gonna.
It's pretty slick.
I just did a micro adjustment.
Slick. I have no idea where I think I hit a little bit high, but.
Oh, you don't have a camera?
No.
Oh. You're in the yellow.
Yeah. So you got the Lift X.
Yep.
Is that a 30?
This one's a 33. Yeah, they make like a 30 and a 30 or 29 and a half and a 33. My old bow is a 30, and I have a 30 draw. I got this actually in a 30.5.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an 80 30.5.
Okay.
But I'm not shooting it at 80 right now.
Oh yeah, it's backed out a little
but
bit.
It's so much better. Like it is more aggressive of a draw cycle, I've noticed, but it's way smoother and quieter to shoot. I've already noticed. So I really enjoy it. That extra 3-inch, I think, is kind of nice for someone that has as long of a draw as me.
Man, it's just wild how far those limbs flex. It's like, wow.
That was a pretty good, with my limbs.
Yeah. It's just like, they're just like, whoa.
Really?
It's awesome.
I can't see it, but they're so short.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's cool though.
The old bows, like my PSE Baby G-Force, the limb would have been like from here to here. You know what I mean? Like, and it would have went like,
oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Those ones are just nothing.
Shoots out of your hand when you
forward it just takes off.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We had a pretty good win on the public lands deal.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. You know, you were recording, calling and talking to your senator and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, it was just amazing because we've been down this road, once before during the previous Trump administration. And, we battled it then, but it was even bigger now.
Yeah.
And just the people that showed up, like I was extremely proud of.
Yeah. I don't know if
all the people that showed up, even, especially like Cam, he's such a big influence, Cameron Haynes, in this space. And so, with him being, having the Republican values, it was just really cool to see that bipartisan effort to make sure that it got taken out. So,
yeah. Well, and there's so many like bikers, hikers, bird watchers, campers that joined with us. That was cool to see. Like that video of calling the senator, the first one I did, was like the first time I called my senator at all for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to show like how easy it is. Like,
yeah,
you're not even going to talk to them. You're going to get a message box and you just tell them what you care about and like be nice. And, that's contributing. And I don't know if you saw, but I think BHA said they had 40-some thousand people call on their website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, really cool. So that's a big win, man.
I don't think it's going to be over though, because like in the concession post, Mike Lee was like, I still believe we own too much federal land. So
yeah, and he mentioned Trump's vision. So,
but I don't
to your
think
point,
Trump, I don't know. I don't want to, like, I'm not a political expert, but like, does Trump really care about that? Or does he just want to make money and make deals and get us out of debt?
Yeah.
Like,
and
if we
I think
found
that's
other
where
ways to monitor, like maybe if we had market rates for land grazing instead of like $7 an acre when it costs them like 30 on private land, maybe we should update some of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's other ways, and you hear the argument a lot too, like, well, maybe reduce some of the government spending and, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, you can argue that too, but
it wouldn't have, the way we had it wouldn't have even made a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're looking good.
Something was wiggly on that last shot though. Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Well, tells you that in his few shots.
I'm not used to bridge lock.
Yeah. Well, with his few shots that you've taken with it so far, it seems like you're getting settled into it real good.
Well, look, he doesn't get any better than yours. Look at that. Took out the X.
Yeah.
One of the things
I could be a little closer to this.
One of the things I want to do for this archery season, I want to get a set of line cutters.
Oh, yeah.
Like a 23 or a 25 30-second arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's how I'm going to compete with those guys that have 4x magnified lenses in their sights. But yeah, no, I really have liked that dial, and the new way they're doing windage. Have you seen that on the UV site?
On the version 2?
I don't know if I have. Well, I don't know what version I have.
They just launched version 2, so that's probably the original.
So it's
but
like
I don't know what the difference is. So.
Like that's my windage right there. This site's only like 2 weeks old, so. But yeah, you pull it out, dial it, pump it back in, and that's your windage.
Yeah, that's pretty slick.
And then boom. I've always, since I switched to the 3-pin slider, I feel like that's just the sweet spot for me. You know, you've got the 3-pin stack.
Yeah, I like the stack for 3Ds because I use that post. I basically, you know, when I look through my binoculars, I look to see where the 12 ring is, and then I see where it is in relation to the front leg. And then I run the post up the back of the leg, and that kind of helps give me my left to right on where the 12 is.
Interesting.
And then I have got just a little bit more clarity in my scope.
Yeah, you got less going on.
But everybody's different, right? So like,
yeah,
I get the idea of running horizontal pins. But it's hard for me to go back to having multiple pins.
Like the 20, 30, 40 or just?
Yeah.
So on your site, you can't adjust the post, right? So if you have a fast bow, it'll be like 20, 36, 51.
Yeah, it just depends on where it lands. So with this setup, mine are 20, 35, and 46.
Okay. Does that ever bother you whitetail hunting?
I haven't used it.
You just dial for a whitetail?
Yeah, I've always just had a single pin.
And
so
like
then I would,
then
I would know, okay, if I need to, like for 20, 30, and 40, I would know how high to aim.
Yeah.
And then I would dial at anything past that. But of course, that's just practice to know where I have to aim at certain distances. But
sure. I just grew up with the traditional like fixed pin 20, 30, 40. And so that's why I went to the horizontal 20, 30, 40. Oh, finally missed.
Boo.
Everyone makes a mistake every year.
Yeah. Make them here. That's the key, right?
Yeah.
Make the mistakes here. So what do you got coming up? Hunts coming up this fall. Anything exciting other than running your property? Or
the big one will be we're doing Colorado. Wow, look at that! I Robin Hooded my two in the same hole right there. The big one will be the Colorado mule deer hunt with Abby.
Nice.
So yeah, we got third season, so it's like a migration mule deer hunt. So that'll be the big trip. I really would love to get to North Dakota on a whitetail hunt.
Yeah.
Because it's over the counter. One.
Yeah, I was gonna say getting the tag isn't an issue.
And I know places on public that have great deer, like some of the places I've been shed hunting my whole life. I went and found 20 antlers in a single weekend on public.
Dang.
It's like, yeah, so there's some good deer there. So I know that spot. So I'd love that. Or Wisconsin would be easier because I could go back many times.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's closer. But I'd love to get into like a saddle whitetail road trip hunt.
Yeah. That'd be cool too. Yeah. And even if, you can just to get to, what is it, maybe 4.5 hours from here to get to North Dakota. Yeah. So even if it came down to it, if you just wanted to do a quick weekend rip,
Yeah, the spot I would go is a little farther. It's like 3 hours from Fargo.
Okay.
And then I'm 4 hours from Fargo. So a little bit farther away. But I just think it'd be a blast, especially with we've been working with XOP on saddles. I think it would be awesome. Maybe I moved my dial and then put it back.
I should have let down on that one. Yeah, there's some spots. I've pivoted hunting mule deer out in western North Dakota towards whitetails because I've seen a couple of nice ones down the river bottoms. So there's some good whitetail hunting even out west, you know?
Oh yeah, when I had that elk tag out there, and I was spending so much time behind glass, I was seeing some bucks. I was like, man, I didn't think they had bucks like this out in the grasslands.
Did you shoot 3?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Me and my measly 2 arrows.
I'm trying to decide what weight to build up to, if I should just stay at 70 or if I should try to go to 75. I don't really think I'm going to go to 80 this year, but part of me really likes the thought of a single bevel broadhead with a bleeder. And I'm shooting 200 grain single bevels. And so if I shoot one of those at 80, 30 and a half.
Yeah, you'll be, wow.
I think you
punch through like 3 elk with that, dude.
Yeah, or just even on a whitetail, like if he's a little quartering too,
just hammer it.
Just send it. So we'll see. My outserts don't really love that target.
Yeah,
that's what another thing about line cutters would be good for.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen these top hat? These are by far the best field point I've ever used.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah, so they've got a little O-ring in them, so you never have to tighten your tip.
Can you see that?
It'll be like you put that on there. For years, I've never had to tighten it after a shot. You got one too? Yeah. I don't know why people don't.
These ones are, I don't know. I've had them bend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like they'll, like if I shoot it into a 3D and I hit the tube that kind of holds the insert in, or if you hit the leg or something, I've had these bend, and then when you spin it, you can feel it wobble, and then I'll pull it out and put a new one on, and then the wobble goes away. So that I don't know if they just don't seat in there well or what.
I bent this one because I shot through a target and hit the wood behind it.
Oh, yeah.
I shot one of these. We did the Iron Buck Challenge in 3D, and I missed, and it was like a half-inch plate of like AR 500 steel. And when I was like, they were like, well, you missed. You could hear it, but you didn't hear the like clatter, like when your arrow breaks and falls on the ground. Yeah. And we're like, what happened? And so we got up there. My arrow was just sticking into that steel plate like that. Yeah, just
stuck in there.
And I'm like, I have a picture of it on my phone. And then like it buckled a little bit on this knurling or this aluminum outsert. Was like a little bent, and it was just sticking in the steel.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's insane.
Wild. I don't know how that shaft survived that.
You know? It's a very stiff, like micro diameter 300 spine.
It's Black Eagle. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think if I did it again, it'd probably shatter. I think I was just luck, but yeah, to get like stuck in steel.
I had it happen once where an arrow, it bounced back and like came to my feet.
I've done that bow hunting or bow fishing.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, hit a rock and your arrow comes back out? I'm like,
God.
Oh, that's yeah, because you're shooting like right there too. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Yeah, that's crazy. So. Well, yeah, man. Well, thanks. This is awesome. Thanks for being the guinea pig. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. And see if we can't get it on. And yeah, keep in touch with me. Let me know, as far as the podcast goes. I look forward to seeing the launch of that. Yeah. And, for the folks out there that are listening, make sure you head over and get yourself registered to win that Matthews Lift X, the one of your choice.
Yeah.
And if you're listening, make sure you give us a rating and a review. Only 5 stars will do. And if you want to watch this episode, you can see it on our Vapor Trail YouTube channel. Make sure you give us a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can be up to date on all things archery. And with that, we're actually going to pack up our bows and arrows, and then we're going to, go do whatever it is we're going to do. So
sounds good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you, bud.
Thanks for having me.
Take her easy.
Vapor Trail is now offering an exclusive discount to the Range Podcast listeners. Enter promo code TRP15, that's TRP15, at checkout for 15% off VTX bowstrings and Vapor Trail and Stokerized branded t-shirts, hats, and other gear.